Good blessed Sunday night, March the 6th, 2022, the time being about 11:36 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. How you doing? I greet all you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. I don't care whether you like me, my YouTube channels, or anything I say or do. I do the things that I do and say the things that I say because I am an ambassador of God. I am a activist, civil rights activist, and an activist for those that don't have voices and those who are afraid to speak up. But what I want to come here tonight about first is saying that I'm praying that this black on black unjustifiable and senseless murders stop. I'm praying that the brothers and sisters that's out in the streets that's causing this unnecessary, senseless madness to other blacks. I'm praying that you awaken to see as many other people, nations, that's attacking us as it is. I'm also praying here in Charleston, Missouri, because the past four days, I haven't been able to really sleep well because there's an elder brother in this town that I know God got him. All right now. But he got attacks on all fronts. Some of his family, and sometimes you be sleeping with the enemy. You see, sometimes the enemy can make themselves look like a victim. Sometimes the enemies can make themselves look so sweet and innocent. But God allowed me to see it. He gave me a spirit of discernment. He sent me in places that other people won't go unless they being paid to go. But he sent me. He even allowed the enemy to summon me, thinking that they deceiving me to make me believe that they're a victim when they victimizing somebody else that have a mental illness that the person themselves told me they don't have no control over. But you know one thing about God? God don't make everybody an activist, but everybody on the face of this earth has a purpose. You see, the president in Ukraine, he's begging for more help from other countries, from the bombing from Russia. You see, why is 16,000 non-European exchange students begging to be allowed to leave out of that country when they being rejected at the borders of Poland in Ukraine, the same one that's crying for help? You got thousands of Ukrainians in Chicago and other places around the globe that's marching in the streets in support of help for Ukraine. But you don't hear none of them Ukrainians, in no disrespect, hollering, marching, and protesting about what the Ukrainian is doing to the non-Ukrainian 16,000 exchange students that's of dark color. But let me me get back to my brothers and sisters. We need to wake up. I give all of you all the utmost respect when your children is out there doing wrong and you try to correct them and they don't allow or listen to your corrections and your instructions when they go out there and commit a crime, murdering another black senselessly, robbing another black, carjacking. You don't allow them in the house. I seen where a mother turned her own son in when she seen what he did to some woman out there in the streets. But I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to go. My heart is broken, but God allowed me to stay strong enough to stay on that wall, do as he say. You see, he told us, the believers, watch and pray. You see, I watched it the way some of these people down here is misusing the elder man. I watched. Here it is, an individual female comes over to their house and see that I'm there. And those of y'all said that I'm talking about certain individuals, y'all don't know who house I've been over, who house God sent me over. But what person in their right mind gonna come to somebody's house in the midst of an ice storm, rain and ice coming down, freezing, and taking the risk of losing their life to come over to some elder people's house and said, I just came to see if you need gas in your car and gas in your zero-turn lawnmower. How many of us use a zero-turn lawnmower in the midst of an ice storm? I don't think any of us do with common sense. You see, one thing about me, people don't like what I put on here. If you don't like what I put on here, you got two choices. Don't listen to it. You see what I'm saying? Or defend yourself. You see, some of y'all worried about me videoing, showing how some of these black vultures call themselves Christians. Some of these black buzzards that call themselves mentors of the community, preying on other people. They preyed on my daughter's mother because she had an addiction. If they didn't care about the people that have a mother that has an addiction with two little children, barely 1 and 2 years old, do you think they care about the elderly? It's the same people, y'all, black people, old and young. But let me tell you this here. You see, God see them. God allowed me to set them out and they don't like it. But let me tell you something. I see God sending help. And you see, God gonna reveal. Sometime, y'all, you don't know you sleeping with the enemy. I slept with the enemy before and didn't even know it until God woke me up. But God turned that around. Let's pray for these elder people that some of these blacks down here in Charleston using. Let's pray for some of these little children that some of these black people down here using. You see, we complain about what the white man is doing. And when I said a white man, it's not all. When I said of black people down in Charleston, Missouri, it's not all. If the shoe fit, wear it. But it's some of these people that y'all see in the newspaper always saying that what they doing for people. But you ain't gonna see me in the newspaper saying I'm doing something that I ain't doing. You ain't gonna see me on the news saying that I'm doing something that I'm not doing. I'm revealing any and everybody, all these so-called wolves in sheep clothes. My heart hurts. You see what I'm saying? They make me look like I'm the villain and they the victim. But the record will show, if God don't get you right now, he'll get you later, because he say he gonna separate the sheep from the goats. But y'all, some of y'all down here, especially your blacks, you worse than goats. You even worse than buzzards. Buzzards at least wait till the people die or the things die. Y'all trying to vamp on them before he die. All you want is his money. When his money wasn't around, y'all wasn't around. I wonder, did you get that gas and that zero turn in the midst of winter? Did you make it back home? You know who you're talking about. You talk about me, you need to worry about your own children out in the streets. You're talking about me, but one thing about me, when my daddy had dementia, you believe my daddy wasn't roaming in the streets. When my daddy had dementia, you can believe my children wasn't misusing and abusing them. You can bet my preachers ain't trying to get the deeds to elder people's churches. You can bet my preacher ain't out here trying to rip off the black community. You can bet my preacher ain't running around here having babies by the other little people in the congregation. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all down here in Charleston, Missouri. If the shoe fit, wear it. Black folks, stop killing each other. Wake up. Peace be still.